Hey there guys, it's your girl Annekkipu. Sorry, no Elden Ring video today.
I didn't finish it.
But I wanted to make a talking video for a long time now, so today I'm following my heart. I promised there would be a new video on the colors of death very soon. If you could spare 10 minutes to talk about life, welcome, please have a seat. If you have to go, have a good day. I'll see you in the next lore video. Appreciate you being here. Today I wanted to talk to y'all about the feeling of being unlikable, something that I'm battling all my conscious life, to be honest. Which has been a pretty long time. I'm like arthritis years old, okay? There are two reasons why I'm doing it. First, because every time I call my mom and tell her about my YouTube channel, she shares her observations on what is popular online and tells me I should talk about life and psychology instead of video games. Although I do not fully agree with her, I am proud of what my channel is blooming into. It is my wish right now to be a bit closer to my audience. Theories and lore are fun, but there is a real person behind the screen, both on the talking side and the listening one. So once in a blue moon, I'm gonna be posting my little talking videos, just so you know. Second reason is my yapping problem. I have to restrict myself when talking about a certain video game topic, and it is very hard for me. In fact, it's so bad. Another week Jehovah's Witnesses came by my house in the morning, and I was so sleepy I didn't really know who they were. So I came outside and started talking to them. They shared a Bible verse with me and asked me how I deal with stress. To which I said, I just don't stress out too much, and I asked them if they were local and how's the mission going. After a few minutes, they started to seem uncomfortable and retreated, saying they will pay me a visit on the weekend. Well, it's Thursday and I still haven't heard from them. So you may say, Annekkipu, maybe your problem is that you cannot shut up. No, I actually only started being like this quite recently, because I adopted this new life philosophy where I don't care, and I let myself exist as I am. I can tell you for sure that however you shape yourself into what you think would be a better, more acceptable version, it won't work. You're either going to suffocate yourself, or people would be able to see that you're trying to shapeshift or whatever. To clarify, in my worldview, there is a difference between a generally likable person being disliked and feeling in general unlikable. It is of course self-perceived, but it does not take away the legitimacy of your emotions. In the first instance, you're upset when someone reacts to you negatively. In the latter, you're surprised when someone reacts positively. And so I am deeply touched whenever people show kindness and genuine interest in me. And I never forget those who did. I learned I was being too much or not enough for others at a very early age, and I've been withdrawing myself from social interactions ever since to not cause any precedents. And you know what? People started calling me shy. I'm not shy, I just don't want to talk to you. I'm preserving my good vibes. So, around high school and then in college, I decided to switch things up and make an effort to insert myself into social events and hangouts. And I just kept getting the same reaction that originally made me so phlegmatic in my childhood. I felt excluded. Not like fully ostracized, but just unwelcome. Like, yeah, we want to hang out with you. Yeah, you can join, but not genuinely, if you know what I mean. Some people are asked to come, and I have to ask if I can come. Does it make sense? There seemed to be nothing wrong with me. Average appearance, average personality, average intelligence and interests. Or maybe there is something, but for over 20 years I'm unable to deduce what it is. I only know that I find people being cold with me often. And so, after decades of trying to figure out which version of me they would accept, I digress. But after decades of rationalizing it, I at least understand the top 2 reasons why people act this way around me. I'm gonna share them, so maybe it can help a person in a similar situation. The first way in which this problem manifests for me is a lack of any interest towards me. You know it if you are the person making the most effort in social interactions. People are always interested in someone who has qualities they desire for themselves. They would be flocking around a pretty person, smart person, funny person, rich person. Being around a person like this almost makes you feel like you have this quality as well. Not having anything that others would want makes you feel undesirable. And of course, sadly, having something nobody wants for themselves makes you a target for intense negativity. Really, the best approach to deal with it is to become your own friend. Maybe not the best friend, but a good one. Inspect yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself nothing really stands out, you are fine. Maybe reflect on whether or not you may have some of these desirable traits. But I would suggest to not create any marketing strategies for your personality. If you adopt too many qualities that were not yours to begin with, you may forget who you really are. I knew a bunch of kids who were not popular, even loners, but they were so content with themselves. They were drawing, writing, had their niche interests, and couldn't care less about what some stupidos had to say about them. Being your own friend, knowing yourself, boosts your confidence. Would you let other people say crappy things about your friends? I know I wouldn't. Also, social media is of course a big factor nowadays. I was lucky to grow up mostly without it, but I can see how hard it is for kids to grow up not just comparing themselves to their peers with like a better backpack or bigger set of crayons or the one Lego Bionicle that they always wanted, but to grown-ups, very successful ones, insanely attractive ones. Especially if you're a very average person like me, it can make you feel like you are set up for failure from the start. Generally, try to spend less time on the apps that make you feel bad, but that's like a topic for a whole other discussion. The second thing that always made me feel like I'm an unlikable person is the fact that I seem to attract people's negativity. You know when someone randomly overshares their problem with you, and you don't know this person and feel uncomfortable that they're just dumping their shit on you without any consent? Or when someone, usually an older person, gives you unsolicited advice or corrects you when you're just going on with your life? Or maybe someone is just being actively rude to you for no reason. In my case, it's terminal, simply because I look like a person you can be an asshole to with no consequences. I attract it like a magnet for shit. Reflecting on it now, I can tell you confidently, it all comes from the cycle of power abuse, where one person hurts another at work, then they proceed to let it out, I don't know, on the road or something. Then the next person brings it home, then their kids bring it to school, etc. You know what I'm talking about. I just happen to look weaker, so I'm an easy target for people who choose to continue this cycle. For example, a few years ago, I was walking with my dog in a public place, and he wasn't even doing anything toilety, he was just walking when this woman jumped out of nowhere and started yelling at me for letting my dog do his things in a public place. I got frustrated and I said, "Lady, do you only have courage to yell at me because I'm a girl with a pug? Would you say the same thing to a large man with a pit bull?" She then proceeded to curse me and my dog and scream about how youth these days are completely unhinged. So, as you can see, communication didn't really solve anything here, but at least I didn't internalize it. But my point stands. Would people be the same mean to me if I looked intimidating? This point is actually something I'd recommend working on if it brings you a lot of hurt. Of course, you cannot and shouldn't change the way you look or behave because some people have poor upbringing. If you're soft and understanding, it's never the reason to become bitter and close yourself. Why should you betray yourself because of those people's problems? Can you look your younger self in the eyes and say, "I had to hide you because you're making other people angry"? Wouldn't you rather say, "I told these people to mind their own business because I love you"? To everyone who wishes they had a person in their life to understand and protect them, be this person for yourself, first and foremost. Be genuine, but build boundaries. Remind yourself that it's not your problem someone is an asshole. You're just unfortunate, but now you know not to waste your time or risk your sanity. Go to the school administration and ask to move classes or speak up about the teacher or classmate who's mean. Choose a different line if you see a cashier that is giving you a hard time, or just go to another supermarket. Tell your parents you're upset with them and want more understanding. Having boundaries does not mean you always have to fight. Sometimes you have to be gentle. Take all this caution you exercise around other people, being afraid to anger or offend them, and apply it to yourself. Do not make yourself feel bad in the first place, and never internalize other people's behaviors. It's on them. Oh, And remember that it's something you need to put conscious effort into, or you'd just be your friend until the next rude person you meet. Just like you put effort into your regular friendships, take your time with yourself. Be involved and consistent in choosing you. So yeah, as a person who always found herself attracting negative interactions or being undesirable as a friend or child, this all manifested in my inner belief that I might be unlikable. But also building a healthy relationship with myself helped me build boundaries between what I let inside my head and what I leave for other people to deal with. I might have less intense of a social life, but I can spend quality time alone, and I try my best to be nice to me. You know how they say not to toot my own horn? Well, to the hell with it. Toot your own horn. Who else would do it? You want to toot mine? Yeah, I thought so. With me being more like myself on my YouTube channel, I can genuinely tell myself, look, these people liked you. They liked the real you. At the same time, I also noticed people who did not and went out of their way to say it, but why should I give them the time of the day? I am grateful for the new audience I found with my Elden Ring videos, and I'm going to create more videos about games I enjoy. I really hope you will be with me on this journey. Maybe you have been the whole time. Then you probably know about my failed Discord experiment. Long story short, I feel like I didn't follow my heart and wasn't honestly enjoying it too much as a platform, but I wanted to make other people happy. I don't think it worked out, and I just ended up making myself feel anxious and upset a bit. I'm glad I demolished it early on, and there weren't too many people there. By the way, if you were there, thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't keep up with that platform. I promise we will have fun here on YouTube. You have a great day, okay? Let's meet in my next video.